They say every man dreams, but for one to achieve his or a dream, one needs to work hard, one needs to be self-determined. And Faisal Abubakar is a manifestation of that. There is a guy who has moved from the slums of Fadama to become a super lightweight champion in Ghana. Today we are going to have a conversation with him, how it all started, what are his goals, and what he aims to achieve in his life as a boxer. Good evening.
Thank you, sir.
I'm fully welcome over here.
You are so welcome. This is your home, man. This is your home.
But I just few minutes over here, I even have the edge of being a boxer.
Wow.
Maybe one day when I become a boxer, I'll be able to dethrone Faisal as the super lightweight champion.
If wishes were horses, beggars might ride.
Oh, exactly.
So sometimes
I'll work on that and then see if maybe
let's see how it goes.
I can become someone who can dethrone Faisal. Faisal, you welcome here.
Thank you, sir.
Zongo Sports TV. We've heard so much about you. We've heard all you've done, how you started, the struggles and everything, getting here, and then what you aim or what you want to achieve over here. And today, we want to have a chit chat with you and then see what is next for you and then how everything panned out for you. How did it start for you as Faisal?
I think the journey is long. It's not easy because here is not where I started my career. I started it from somewhere. I think Kaluku, Bronx Gym, but unfortunately, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. So I think here is where I joined this gym like
a couple of months ago.
But as I joined this gym, I'm happy and I can say I'm feeling like a world champion. Yeah, I'm feeling like
you're the best.
Yo, best coach. Yo, these are senior coach. These are senior coach.
This is our next world champion.
Amen. The journey is long. It's not easy. Because I keep working and I keep working and I keep working. But as I joined this gym, I think the game is not about jogging and it's gym work.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. So that's what I can say for now.
Manager, I know it's not easy. Just like footballers, I know it's not easy finding talent. But then I'm quite surprised that you had interest in someone like Faisal. I know it's not easy. Maybe there's something that you saw in him. What is it that moved you to work with Faisal?
Okay, so thanks for coming here. It's a privilege to be on your show. So like he said, the journey is long. We knew Faisal way back at Bronx Gym. And anytime he's fighting, sometimes we are on the same bill with them, and so we know him quite well. And so a couple of months ago, his team contacted us and told us that they want to bring him to us, and they said, okay, no problem. So they brought him in. We realized that he has great potential, you understand, but it doesn't take only potential and talent to get there. It needs to be polished, it needs consistency, and so we brought him in, and we decided to work on one or two things that we cannot disclose because they are technical and tactical. We cannot disclose them out, and so we started working on those things and realized that look, the champ is good. He has a very bright future ahead of him. And so like you saw a moment ago, my head coach Charles Worthing, with our assistant coach Benaches Tetenate, myself and the other coaches in the gym, we all realized that this guy has a great potential, so why don't we give him the support? So sometimes we do certain things that we don't actually even do for other boxers, because it is your seriousness that moves the coach to do certain things for you, you understand? And so we started doing those things, and we gave him his first fight when he joined us. That's also like 2 months ago, and he did well.
6 months.
Like that was his match. Yeah. He did well, but we realized he was still lacking certain things. So we gave him another opportunity again, and realized that he was perfecting the art. So what we did was that we realized, look, there's no time to waste. We went in straight for the national belt, and by the grace of Allah, we harnessed it. And so we realized that the potential is high. We can get to the world stage, and that is exactly what we are doing. We are moving him to the world stage.
Talking about Faisal fighting 2 fights, going into 2 bouts in less than a month. Prior to him having the first fight, I personally, I was aware of it, and I was really excited. But then again, after 2 months, after a few weeks again, I heard Faisal was having another fight, and afterwards, I heard that it was having another third fight again. But then I was surprised because most boxers, at most, they fight 3 times in a year. But then I'm surprised for Faisal. It turned out this way for you. What was the encouragement, or what was the motivation behind this?
You see, people always get this misconception. Like they think boxers are supposed to fight 3 times in a year and all that. It depends your level, the type of contracts that you have, your promotional deals and all that. That determines how your fight goes. But when you are a free range boxer that is coming up, like he was an unknown boxer. He may be known in the zone goes right, but he's an unknown boxer who is coming up, and so you don't expect him to fight once every 3 months. When the opportunity presents itself and we can go for it, you go for it. He can fight twice in a month, even thrice in a month, and that is okay. That's what we did immediately with him, because we weren't dealing with a novice. We were already dealing with a professional, but that's almost 6 fights to his credit. And so we realized that, look, let's give him an opportunity, because when you train a boxer and you don't move him into the ring to see that what you've taught him, he has really grasped it. How do you move on? Because the gym sparring alone doesn't determine that he has grasped what you've taught him. It is only when you move outside to the ring that is when you are able to determine that whatever you've learned in the gym has been grasped, right? And so, like I said, when we gave him the first shot, we realized that he was still lacking certain things, but he has improved. And so we went for the second shot, and we realized that, look, the levels are up there. He now understands the game. Look, there's one thing about boxing: it's not magic. When the boxer begins to understand what he's doing, he gives his best. You can have a good material, but when the material doesn't even understand the sports, he may not realize his full potential. But the moment the boxer realizes his full potential, then the sky is the limit, and that's what we saw in the second fight. And we were not the only person that attest to it. After the second fight, we had a lot of coaches within the boxing fraternity calling us, matchmakers, managers, like, oh, actually Faisal has changed. Faisal has changed. And after we announced the national belt, it was the same call. Everybody that came to the arena saw a boxer they couldn't even recognize. You understand? That shows that he has grasped what we were doing in the gym, because boxing is a gym work. You don't just run and come and stand in the ring and say you're fighting. You do everything in the gym. Yes, and that is what our head coach Chasquote teaches us at Chasquote Boxing Foundation.
I can only imagine the sort of level that you are talking of over here, because personally, when I watched Faisal's first fight when he joined this gym, I felt he did so well. He won convincingly a knockout. The second fight he won convincingly, but then I'm surprised you are telling me that he wasn't still at the level. That should tell the level over here is very, very, very good.
Because we want to produce world champions. Well, that's what we intend to do. We don't know everybody is going to become a world champion though, but we believe that we have potentials that can be world champion. And when we identify such potentials, we must give them the moral support, we must give them the spiritual support, we must give them the physical support to attain it. Because look, people may think that, oh, when Chasquote gets a world champion, it's not Chasquote, it is Ghana. Azuma, wherever he trains, he doesn't belong to one person, he belongs to the whole nation. And so whatever effort we put into Faisal, we are putting that effort into him. When he becomes a world champion, he becomes a world champion for the whole of Ghana. Yes, that's where we got into. And our levels, like you've seen yourself, our levels, we believe in high levels. We believe that everything that we are doing, we must do it to perfection. If it must be done, it must be done right. It's either you do it right or you don't do it at all. And we see that with Faisal, he is ready to do it. Even when you came, when you were during our training section, he was having issues with his thumb. And he said, no, I'll do it. That shows you the mental toughness of the boxer. So how can you, the coach, rest? You can't. Because the boxer who is dying is even willing to pull on. How much more you, the coach? You have no option than to join.
It is my hope that you keep this level and you raise it higher, because for me, I don't settle for mediocrity.
Yeah.
I believe it always has to be perfect.
Yes.
And then perfection is what I always aim at.
Yes.
Faisal, before your fight with Agbino, I know it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
The trolls, people saying you can't beat him and other stuff. The Ramadan coming to question, talking about your last fight when you fought in the month of Ramadan. How were you able to handle all those things?
I think as we had the chance to fight, and I put I put the fight on my coaches. I told them to, what are we going to do, because this is Ramadan, and if we accept this fight, our people is going to talk. So how are we doing it? And they say they told me they are also looking up to me. So what's up? I told them, you know, I am the boxer, so I am ready to fight. If only they said I should go. So they told me, you know, I can drop down the fasting, and after the fight, then I continue. After the Ramadan, then I paid the rest. I told them, okay, I don't have problem with that. And I think my coach met my team, so they have a meeting. So I don't know how they finish, but my coach come back to me and told me, yo boy, you know, the fight is on, so you have to pause the Ramadan. And I said, okay, I don't have problem, because it's opportunity for us, so we need to take it. So I think we take it, and we had a press conference talking to our people, and the response is not good, but we take a risk. Yeah,
And it paid off.
and it paid off. It paid off, you know. Yeah, so it's not easy, but you know, we did it. Yeah, it's not easy, but we did it.
So to chip in, because you see, there's a saying that once beaten, twice shy. If you fought in the month of Ramadan and you lost, definitely when another Ramadan is approaching and you are going to fight again, it's just common sense that people will fear.
Yeah.
But what do you do as technical people? It's an opportunity. You need to water down the fear. You need to you don't repeat the same thing, the same mistakes that you did in the first thing. And so, like he said, we decided, like, look, our prophet, may peace be upon him, he understands that when there's something ahead of you and you are in the month of Ramadan, there's a possibility that you can drop the fasting, do what you are supposed to do. When you are done, because it becomes like a debt which you will pay, right? So we spoke to him, he understands it. So his team also, we spoke to them, he understood what we said, and he dropped the fasting, and we went for the belt. By the grace of Allah, we got the belt, and so now he's paying his debt.
Okay, so before we move on, let's move back to a year ago when he fought in the month of Ramadan. What was the difference, or what was done differently comparing last Ramadan to this Ramadan, that ending the Ramadan?
Okay, personally, he wasn't with us when he fought that fight, right? So, if I should speak to that effect, I may not be doing a good service to his former gym and to he himself, and so I don't think I can speak on that, what he did right or what he didn't do right. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, before the fight, we had so many stories. Mark Benyon is a good boxer, he's going to murder you, he's going to do this, he's going to do this. How did you handle all those pressure?
I think the guy is a good boxer, you know. I watch his fight. I think he lost against some Nigerian guy.
Yeah.
I think that's the fight I watched. As I watched the fight, and this is my man here, rich man. I told him, yo, bro, I'm going to fight this man. My man told me, you know, I can beat him. I can beat the guy. And I'll go back to watch the fight again. And I come back. As I came back to gym, I told coach, I'll beat this guy. I'll beat him. I told coach, and they said, you know, if only I can beat the guy, I should keep using my jab or my height. And I told coach, okay. Then we start working on my jab. Pa. So if you can see, we use the jab to, you know, confuse the guy. Yeah, that's the secret. We confuse him with the jab. So I think he don't get what I'm doing. Yeah, he just chasing me, but he's trying to. Yeah, he wasn't seeing the jab coming, and you know, I can hear his coaching shouting, "Yo, jab mole, femoneke," and they are shouting, "Keep
motivating."
Yeah, motivate me. You know, yeah.
So that means the tactics was well planned and it was well executed.
Yeah.
How did you talk about? Did you sit back and then watch it? Because for football personally, like it, people sit down, they watch an entire team for months.
Yeah.
So was that what you guys did together with?
Yeah. So like I said, the first thing you do is when you have an opponent, tactically you go watch his videos. If you are not so familiar with the opponent, you go watch his videos and then you draw your own conclusions. So we watch a couple of his fights, especially the one he fought in Nigeria, because that was recent. So we watch and realize that he's a very good boxer. He's a very, very, very good boxer. So, like he said, we decided to work on the height. When you have height advantage against an opponent, the only way he can fight you is to come in. If he doesn't get in, he doesn't fight. So what do? You keep him at bay. How do you keep him at bay? You use your left. because he's an orthodox boxer, so you work on the jab. So the more you keep your distance, the more the opponent can get into you. If the thief cannot get into the house, how can he steal? So that was the operation, the code name of the operation. The thief cannot get into the house, he cannot steal.
The thief cannot get into the house.
If he cannot get into the house,
I'll make that my personal code.
Yes. If he can't get into the house, there's no way he can steal. So we keep the left. We always make sure the left was coming. The left is coming, and the head wasn't static. And he didn't say it. He couldn't figure it out. And so if you realize the jab did the job within the first 2 rounds. And so if you go watch the video very well, you will realize that from the second round, he couldn't keep his own gum shade. The gum shade was out. And when the gum shade is out, it tells you that the boxer is gasping for air. He cannot breathe. And so the job was already done within the first 2 rounds. Yes.
All right, now the first step, the first dream has been achieved. I know that is not the ultimate dream. There is a bigger dream. Going forward, what is the next step for Faisal?
The next step right now is for us to go to Africa. So we are speaking to potential people to see how best, because going to Africa is costly. Boxing is a serious business. It's capital intensive. And so going to Africa will require us to spend no less than $10,000. And so that's what we are working on now. We want to go to Africa, fight WBO Africa. I went there personally with him to go and see the president, the representative of the WBO Africa, Mr. Sami Kaptan, and he has granted us opportunity. And so now, no, Mr. Samir Kaptan.
Samir Kaptan.
Yes, he is the WBO African rep, and he is in Ghana. He's a Ghanaian. So we went to see him, and we presented our case before him, and he has accepted it. And so we are at the stage of mobilizing fans to make sure that by the end of June we are able to fight the WBO Africa with an opponent that we have gotten from Tanzania. A very credible opponent from Tanzania is willing to fight us. And so as at this stage right now, as I speak to you, that is what we are working on. And so we are at the mobilization state to get him to fight the WBO Africa.
But so far so good. Talking about wanting people to come and then support this goal. Are there people who have come out to say, yes, I want to support Faisal because I can see so much potential in him? Are there people who have come out to do that?
Yes, a lot of people have come forward. But like I said, I keep telling everybody that boxing is a serious business. If you want to manage a boxer, you have the intent. But the intent alone is not enough. You come with your paperwork, because if it becomes like a brother thing, a family thing, a religion thing, then it becomes more or less like something you're doing out of your free will. And so we, the technical people, cannot be calling you. It will be like we are disturbing you, or we are giving you some kind of pressure, right? And so all the potential people that have come forward, I've told them that they should go, bring their paperwork, their contracts, for us to study it. If it's good, we sign. And so that is what I've told everybody that have come. If I say nobody, a lot of people have come forward, but they all came to show an intent. Yes, we are yet to receive a concrete document from any of them stipulating what they want to do for us to study and sign. And so as I speak to you, he's still in the hands of his old management, which is his own friends and family, who have supported him to get to the state of a national champion. And I met the family, the friends, I met them, I let them know that we've gotten to a stage where the capital that we are going to see is going to be very, very expensive. And I know maybe they will not be good, maybe they are willing, but maybe the pocket size is not as to that level to get us to the next stage. And so they themselves have accepted that we should bring in people who can take him to the next level. And so like I said, that's what we are doing, we are working on now.
Talking about the purse, the pockets not being large. Before I came, I was having a conversation with him, and he was telling me about his diet and other things. I know so far so good. Things haven't been as he wanted them to be.
Yeah.
And the ground is rosy.
Yeah.
Talking about his diets, so many other things. How do you manage to cope with it? Because I know it's not that okay with you guys financially. You really need this support. So far so good. How have you been able to cope to this level?
He's just managing.
Yes,
because at his level, because he's not signed on to any promotional deal, any managerial deal or anything, it's just the family and friends who keep supporting. And so like I said, when family and friends are supporting you, it's not their obligation.
That's true.
And so they do it out of their own free will, you understand? And when you are living in that kind of state, you can only manage. When you come and your friend has it, gives you. If he doesn't have, you don't get. That's what we are doing now. just hoping from one friend to another, hoping that you get something to survive on. But I think as a national champion, if really we understand the game of boxing and sports in general, a national champion should not be living that way.
Okay. Faisal, the ultimate aim after becoming a world champion, after becoming an African champion, is to become a world champion. From now, how long do you see yourself becoming a world champion?
I think maybe 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years is okay for me to become a world champion.
2 to 3 years?
Yeah, 2 to 3 years, yeah.
So who is that boxer that you've always looked up to?
I think I caught it.
I caught it?
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
I like everything about him. The way he fought, the way he jab, the way he keep receiving the punishment. Yeah, I love him. I love the guy,
So aside him, is there any other boxer that you look up to?
No.
Foreign boxers?
No.
There's no other boxer that you
No.
look up to? It's strictly I caught it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's move back. This goes back to how you started. It's not been easy. I know you are from a Muslim community, and then coming up from a Muslim community, there are so many challenges. You see your friends involved in so many other things that they get quick money. How did you choose boxing, and why did you choose boxing? Because it's surprising.
I think I was born in Buku, so yeah, that's where I start, and that's what pushed me into boxing. Zongo is not where I was born. Yeah. But as I joined the Zongo, a lot of people keep saying a lot of things. Yo, why are you fighting boxing? Nice boy like you. Sometimes when I come to them, there are people who motivate me. There are some people, some friends too, who keep saying, yeah, kake boxing, yeah, okay, nice boy, kind of so baga so kankane. But I don't listen to them. Boxing is what I want to do. I love boxing, but I know how to play too. I know how to play football. But I think I love boxing. Boxing is what I love. Yeah, so I choose boxing.
But what about your parents?
Let me say, as I started boxing, my mom is not supporting, but for now, she's happy. Yeah, for now she's happy.
Nobody's happy when their children are boxing. Who wants his child to be beaten? It's natural. Parents naturally don't support boxing. They only come along when things get good. It's natural. It's natural.
That's fine. That's a nice story to have. I know it's been so for everyone. Almost every boxer I've spoken to, they make this excuse. And there's this one funny video about, I think is it one boxer who says he's not going to allow his child to
even
Joshua.
Bukumaku even said
Joshua also said
Joshua. I think Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua.
But would you advise your child to do it?
No, never.
Never say never. For me, my children are open to do whatever they, as far as it's legal and it's acceptable, whatever their hearts wants them to do, they are free to do it. Yes.
So this African bouts that we are talking of, when is it coming on? And then, if only you can disclose the name of this fighter that you are talking of.
For now, I cannot disclose the name of the opponent because we've not finalized anything, and so it will be wrong, Yes, but when it gets out, it's sometimes even in terms of negotiations, when the name of the opponent is outside, the negotiations will go in a different way, and so I will not be able to disclose of it. But definitely, it's coming from Tanzania, and we are looking at roughly in June, probably late June or early July. So late June or early July. That's what we are looking at.
Okay, from what you just said, that means there's no way that he's going to have a local fight anymore. He's not going to defend his title in Ghana anymore. The aim now is Africa.
Yes, it's Africa. We have nothing to achieve as far as we are concerned for now.
So what if
Ghana,
his recent opponent, Agbenyo, comes back and say, I want a rematch? Will you give that to him?
Agbenyo cannot travel beyond round 4. So
I don't think Agbenyo will come back.
Let's keep Agbenyo at round 4 for now.
It's our aim that one day we walk into this boxing arena and have multiple champions.
Yes.
I came here and then I see the work that you guys do over here. And then it was massive. I saw kids. I saw a female. I don't know, but I know it's so hard getting all these guys over here to come and do this thing. How do you manage to do it? Because imagine a kid who is 15 years they have to go to school, and then after school they have to come to the gym. Some of them don't even show interest in the boxing.
Yes.
But then you see potential in them, and then you want to help them. How do you manage to get all these guys, all these young and handsome guys over here to do
It's
this?
just by the grace of Allah.
It's just by the grace of Allah. Do you have any extra motivation that you use?
Yes, my CEO, Charles Quote, because Charles Quote Foundation is beyond boxing. There's a lot of guys here that we give them accommodation. They are staying here. We feed them morning, afternoon, evening. What we are doing here is beyond boxing because we come from Islam. My boss himself went through a very tough beginning, and so when he had opportunity to travel outside, he came back. He went to stay in the United States, and so when he came back, he realized that look, if my childhood I didn't get opportunity to become who I wanted to become, I should give other people the opportunity to become who they want to become. And so when he set up this place, he decided that let me create some rooms for the children because it's a slum. People don't even have a place to lay their heads. So let me give these children a place to say. If you watch around, all the guys you see, they finished training, but this is their home.
Yeah.
So that's why you see that they finished training, but they've not gone. They are still here.
Bring the kids.
Everybody you are seeing here, they stay here. And when he's going home, when he comes in the morning, there are those that come to take 5 cedi. There are those that come to take 10 cedi. And there are those that come to take 20 cedi. So like I said, we are just living by the grace of God. That's by the grace of Allah. We are doing for God and for country.
One day I hope when I work here, I'm going to have multiple champions over here. But aside Faisal, is there any of them who is also at that level looking to fight in Africa?
Yes, we have those who have gone beyond Africa. We have Oluwaseun Wahab, who is the current WBO super featherweight champion. We have Michael One Bullet Ansa, who is a former Ghanaian lightweight champion, former super featherweight champion. We have Joseph Akainete, who is an RBO world title holder and the current life lightweight Ghanaian champion. We have Mohamed Fuseni, who has 5 fights, 5 wins. We have Eric Asante, our new debutant, who just fought last week Saturday and won. We have Richmond Ashley, who has also fought almost 8 fights and won. Traveled to Dubai. Yes, went to Dubai. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but that's a great experience. We have Kalu. We have so many professional boxers here. I wish one day you get a time, come and then we'll parade all our professional boxers for you to see and give you their records.
All right, inshallah, one day we'll find a perfect time and then come here and then look at what you guys do over here intensively.
Yeah,
I think we just see all you see over here so far, so it's just a tip of the iceberg, which I'm made to believe because I can see that a lot of things that goes on. So one day we are going to find a time and then come here and then see what goes on over here.
Yeah.
First of all, before we wrap up, I want you to summarize everything that we've said over here. I want you to summarize it in Hausa for me, and if possibly in Ghana for me.
I think my coach will do the gun.
The coach will do the gun. I want you to do. Your coach will do. He will do his. But I want you to do yours first. or you don't speak the gun fluency.
Oh, I can speak it.
Let him do.
All right. So first, I want it in Hausa, and then in Ghana.
Okay, mutane na gaswa na gashi da kowa na ga muna kan wanga ina ga brother nan ne kun gane ai ina support career na sosai tun da muka fara amma maybe yau ne yayi free yace yana so ya zo ya tattauna da ni kadan isa abinda muka ce duka ne ba ya tambi mu magana ya muka fara amma ya bashi mamaki yaron zongo ya na zama boxer shi na bari ya san kaman ba zongo ne inda aka haife ni ba don an haife ni cikin Ankarawa abinda yasa na choose boxing kenan amma ina ga da na zo zongo kuma ku kun san da mu da kanmu muke kuna akwai da yawa da kuke ce min buga ball bar boxing na ya na iya bugun ball amma ni boxing ne abinda nake so kun gane me kuma na tunani ball na players na da yawa an fi akwai wanda sun fi ni iya ball na amma maybe saboda ku nan da nake cikin ku kuna ganin na kokari ni kuma boxing na ya mi isa na choose boxing kuma na ga aka tambaye ni ya na yi na prepare for national title da kaya saboda ya zama cikin azumi shi na bari kuka san kama don wani lokaci da wuce mu fa da cikin azumi ba mu samu nasara ba isa wanganga insha Allah mu aji azumin mu amma na ga da farko dai ba mu fadi muku ba mai yanzu muke fadi muku mu aji azumin mu ne saboda mu samu wani chance ne da yafi mu doki don national title ne in dai ba mu fadan ba mai yiwa ne in dai mu samu chance na she next 2 years sai samu aji azumi mu ga doki she Allah kuma ya ba mu sa kuma yanzu ga tambaye ni after wurin na ina da mu ina ga wannan dai coach na ya fi don shi ke fira da management team ne sa shi ya fi bad one nan ye bad one nan answer nan de kill ma bi Benyeli afon kenye no ni waje boxing here shi ne Lebanese start boxing here kanu fiano ewo minna gashi abi mi aga fete ni zongo boy ni minno boxing here ni kembra kashi beli agashi afon kenye wo no ni ani choose boxing here dinu benyina ni nyonye lake woke ne ke jeme wo ya wo shi boxing here le me pi you ake wa shi minna ke minna ke wa mi because into nutumo pi ni wa gbele nutumo ke ni bi ni wo gboko ni ekole wo ye ni wo ba back to boxing or boxing wa mi because kente shile bi en your boxing kente shi aben yawo kente shi shwane no mi ba ma ye boxing e ko mi na ga kanya unya mi me boxing boxer say ni ba call na kan ni complain ake boxing e wa because ka train no lebi ke gbeke una e wale no ojo shwane una e wale ni sanu na e wo o complain ake boxing e wa moko ni ba ke wa shi bole o ba ke o anu kwale wa shi normal ni mo fi amule ake wa shi ka tun ni ojoba o na e wale iwo mi na ga no ni maka enyeji e nya o tun ani ojoba ni no ni o mi e wona ona wo so le an wo coach se mi coach se ni join na be bia ne le ye mi hye ni susuma wu ye mi hye wa ni da na ke woni ye le hye na ka world champion di mi because am wo mi nga papa no ni sana afian box afian me fi on no di no no wo na ka shi world champion di mi to ma da zongo bi fe ke gamenshi ona yan zongo na so mba bi da ce shede ce muku na gode tun zongo inda nake yanzu shukura fadama da kuma mamobi nima nsawa dan soma kasuwa kun sana ba kira duka isa wanda soro na ga na imantuwa town castle wanda soro de ku ya femi na gode muku don ba abin da dan muku shi dai maybe mu kai inda muke so mu kai isa Allah tanye mu duka kowa abin da yake yi Allah tanye shi inda muke so mu kai da rayuwar mu Allah kai mu wurin nan
before cewa yi magana kace kana buga ball ko shi ke buga
ina buga 5 ina buga 6 ina buga 4 kuma more time ina ga na yi ajiye sa sometimes kuma na sa ni fa the wins nan don na ajiye sosai
makelise kenan
ina ga za ga kira na poncho power nan saboda makelise
kana duban ball ne
onna duban ball sosai team na ne Arsenal the Gunners for life
Cheba.
Boxer le wi no fia no. Boxer wi no fia no. Shida no ko ba man bi shida ko man yo wa. Ake le ifo ya faba e kwewo. Me ha ne shule momba. Ni shule momba e ke fia ni ashumo yo. Ke fia ni $20 yo no ya ba again. O ke boxer ke team ni share no ya no ni baba. O nda mo fia mo shi. Be ni wo ya wo hin support ni ke ha wo. On pa shaka na ka support no baba. Ni wose kwe ko world champion ko chon se ba ka ke wonyumo ka wonyim na fe sumo ni ka we she ni ka we she twa ni ma yin ababa
yan kuma sai na ga shi da ku kuma
thanks very much. That is it, or that is all we are going to have today. Thanks very much for Faisal for honoring our invitation or for allowing us into the gym. And thanks very much to my chairman. I call him Mr. Gaddafi. He's a good chap. And then the hope is that to Charles Scotty, thanks very much for doing this because so many kids or so many people are going astray. So many people with set dreams do not have people to support them. But then he has taken it upon himself to support these people to achieve their goal. Thanks very much. And then one day we hope we are going to bump into this place with so many world titles over. Sure. Thank you very much. Right here, we're still here at the Charles Scotty Boxing Foundation. We've spoken to Faisal, and then, but we feel it's very disrespectful for us to walk into this place to speak to a boxer without talking to the man himself, the man who has taken it upon himself to help people in this society, the man who has taken it upon himself to make sure he recruits world champion. The man right here, the myth, Charles Scotty, the man himself. This is a guy who has fought numerous times. I've been told this is a man who defeated Bukum Banku 2 times as an amateur boxer. Chema, we are very proud to hear everything that you are doing. But then, what is the motivation?
Let me say we give thanks to Almighty God for how far He has brought us. And I started boxing at the age of 16. And by doing that, I have a privilege to join the military. And I captained the Black Bombers for 10 years.
Black Bombers.
Yeah, so I do boxing for 14 years before travel outside to the United States. So when I came back, I see a lot of guys around here that are doing anything, like the street boys. So I decided to open this boxing gym to help these guys in the community, because when I started boxing here as one that's in house, it's grandmother's house. So I see a lot of potential in this neighborhood. So I decided to open the boxing gym to help the guys in the neighborhood, because not everybody will become a world champion.
That's true.
But some guys can get a job, some will travel outside. So I opened this gym like 9-10 years ago. I have some African champions, national champion, and right now we have current the
champion.
national
Best coach,
I'll be coming to fight him for that title. I'll be coming to fight him for
So
that
like to catch this shot, I've taken care of a lot of guys from the street. Over here we have people who go to school. I feed them every day. I have some people sleep in this gym. It's not like I'm rich man. I'm not a rich man. But little money that.
Oh, the grace of God.
Yes, by the grace of God, I try to help the young ones. That motivate me to do more. Because if you have it and give it out, God will give you more. So.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for hosting us over here. And then I know so well that Ghana will be a better place if we have even 50 people just like you, who are just like you, who take it upon themselves to look after people, to make sure they see their potential and then they are able to maximize their potential. Ghana is going to be a better place if we are going to get at least 50 people just like you. I pray those updates, and then I hope, as I said earlier, that one day we are going to walk into this gym, and then we'll see so many champions. First time, my brother, Richman, every other boxer over here. One day we are going to walk in here, and then we'll see you sitting right here, so proud, knowing so well that yes, you have world champions. The goal has been achieved.
Inshallah, everything will be one day.
Thank you very much, and then that is it, and that is all time is going to do.
Keep watching Zongo TV,
Watching Zongo Sports TV.
Yes.